culture means taking off your shoes when you're inside the house.
Vietnamese culture is like we go to Vietnamese town and we eat pho when we're bored.
You know, honestly, I think I'm still discovering what Vietnamese culture means to me because I think that it's so complex, and that's why I really appreciate, organizations like VSA who give me an avenue to really explore my culture. And I think the most beautiful part is by far the language, the Vietnamese language. I'm a native speaker. English is my second language, believe it or not, and I just completely am in love with the Vietnamese language. I wish there was more time for me to practice it because I think it's symbolic in a way that, the history of Vietnam itself, we've been colonized, conquered by so many different countries, and yet we managed to persevere and we managed to keep our language. And it's through the Vietnamese language that parents can communicate with their kids, that grandparents can communicate with their kids, and I feel like that's the part that's missing in a lot of, families, especially immigrants. A lot of parents, they work so many jobs, they don't have time to talk to their kids, and you kind of lose that language. And when you lose your language, you lose your main form of communication.
The most beautiful thing about Vietnamese culture is how the culture that was alive 35 years ago, before the war, is still thriving in a country that's completely on its own today.
Well, since I've gotten here, I've noticed that I'm one of very few Vietnamese people, so I'm really proud of my culture.
To be blunt, I think the fact that it exists, given that Vietnam has, over its history, it's been menaced by China, menaced by the Mongols, by the French, by the Americans, and Vietnam has been able to have a distinct language, distinct culture, distinct foods, clothing, and to see that the Vietnamese really are their own people.
Oh man, this is my 4th VCN and it will be my final. I just think that VCN it never ceases to amaze me every year. The process, you think, oh, it's my 4th year doing it, it's going to be so much easier, I have so much experience, but every year it's new. Every year it's a different group of people that come in, and you just get to see so many different personalities, and you learn a little bit more about yourself and your limits every year through the process.
Every year that I've been in VCN, I've seen a lot of different people with varying levels of, what I can say is how it's different how Vietnamese they are. So their levels of knowledge and culture, or how well they speak the language, or how involved they are in VSA even. And they're at all different levels, and for one show, they all come together and work together and put on something that's really, really amazing to look back upon.
The best part of VCN,
Just seeing everything come together, everyone coming together and getting along and working really hard despite how tiring it is, and seeing everyone care so much about this one show. My full first name is Kim Chi, so people ask me if I'm Korean. Tell them that I'm Vietnamese and my parents didn't like Korean food. Kimchi means like golden tree or something in Vietnamese.
I think the funniest part of VCN, we're kind of filling in those Asian parent stereotypes. Practicing, especially the family scenes. Marcus and Michelle makes great parents with great impressions, and it's just hilarious.
Oh man, I definitely love Marcus. Marcus is doing such a great job of being an angry Asian father.
Why you no study? Why you always get B? Why you no get A? You want to play basketball? Okay, go play like Jeremy Lin.
I think he'll be a great, co-star.
Because I'm supposed to be the waiter, but now I'm not, I'm the dad. Then I had to watch shit Asian dad say for like 100 times and try to get all the, like a stereotypical Asian dad thing going on.
I get this all the time. Oh, you're Vietnamese? Like, do you eat pho every day? I'm like, I love pho. Can you take me to eat pho?
I mean, naturally the pho thing, people are always playing word games with that.
They really don't know how to say banh mi, and they don't know how to say pho. One of my former roommates likes to say banh mi, and everyone says pho.
A lot of people tell me I don't look Vietnamese, but I'm not really sure how someone looks Vietnamese.
People know Vietnamese girls by their big eyes, and it's... I don't want to say anything inappropriate. Vietnamese women are known for being outside of the Asian stereotype when it comes to body type and eyes. So that's always an interesting topic of conversation with other people.
Well, Vietnamese culture has been my entire life, really. Like, you can meet someone on the street and you can call them go or ju, and that literally it means aunt or uncle. It doesn't mean like Mr. or Mrs. or anything, or Angie, am. Like, you know, you can meet someone and you can call them an, and that just means they're older than you, but at the same time it has a connotation of brother. And like, that's just amazing that everyone, even though they came at different times or they're from a different generation, we still have our roots in Vietnam.